What keeps drawing you both back into the world of Anders Thomas Jensen?
There is no other world like that. He's the only one who is creating a universe that is big poetry wrapped in insanity. I can't come up with any names that is doing this.
Extreme stories with a fantasy world as well. I think it's amazing, and I love that we have this haven to go to sometimes.
Because it's been like 30 years you've been working together, so does it feel like a family coming home a bit?
Yeah.
In a way.
It
definitely,
does.
yeah.
We're actually living, what's that?
Like
10 seconds from each other.
3 houses.
Yeah, but we see each other in this film. And the next one.
Yeah.
And each of you tell me a little bit about, we'll start with Manfred.
Yeah.
What was interesting about Manfred and how you wanted to shape what Anders Thomas had written about him?
Well, I see him as a child. Obviously, he is a child in part of the film, but as a grown-up, he's also a child. I put him at 5 or 6 years old. That's where he is in his life, his entire life. And that the dynamic of having a younger brother who's constantly been taking care of him and backing him up was an interesting one, especially when the younger brother decides to bail out of his life.
And what about Anker?
Well, he's definitely a guy who really wants to be liberated from this burden. Manfred, I mean, this is a part of his life that he wants to cut out from the get-go of the film, and through the whole film he's trying to avoid this confrontation. He just wants this part of his life to be done with and go on by himself. And as it is in all good drama, that the key to find yourself is to confront yourself with what you like the least.
And what was the experience like? You shot in this sort of magical house that was built in Sweden. You've got a forest around you. How does that help that you're all sort of mostly in the same location?
I've just been shooting some stuff on all of it on a big screen. And it was fantastic in certain ways, but the freebies of being in the right situation at the right place are just... they're very variable. We can literally make a scene where we walk from outside and inside and keep the camera going and then out into the forest.
Yeah, outside is also working inside.
It gives us freedom and it gives us an inspiration that we don't get from a big screen.
Right. It's almost like theater. I think some of Thomas's film has always been adapted to the theater. And that's because he likes this thing of being secluded in one place, and I love that. It's like doing theater in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you two, do you think you have similar acting styles? You've worked together a lot. How do you work on a scene together?
I think we do. We come from the same generation, and we all inspired each other, seen each other since we started.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have different personalities like everybody else. But we're used to working in a special manner, especially with Anders Thomas Jensen, because, as you can see, the characters will go very far. They're quite extreme. And for one, I don't think I would have done it with anyone else than Anders Thomas or Nikolaj, because he's been there. He's been on that limb before, so he knows what he's looking at, and so that's sympathetic eyes that is trying to pull me back and help me.
Mm. Yeah. Well, also, I think what we liked our taste to start with, and how we wanted to approach theater, acting to start with when we were young, we came from the same place, and I think Anders Thomas had the same. So I think that when we met each other, there was kind of a feeling that we kind of get each other, and we have the same kind of movies and things we like, and the approach to making the dramas.
This movie obviously has some very funny parts. It's got some joyous sing-alongs, but really confronting some trauma and some sadness. For you as actors, are you thinking about, okay, this scene I need to be more serious, this scene I can have, it's more comedic, or does the tone just kind of come organically in the film, or are you sort of pushing it one way or the other?
Well, I think with all good comedy, I think we all like the fact that when you do comedy, you have to take it serious. So there is even though it can be, the whole thing can be absurd, you have to really take it serious, and this is what happens to these characters in this very minute. So I don't think we can see things from outside and see the absurdness of the situation. But basically, we have to see this is their reality.
We would be lying if we didn't know that this might be funny if we do it the right way. But at the same time, we also know that we have to stick to the characters. The reason why it's funny, hopefully, is that that they are taking a situation very serious. But it's such an absurd statement they're in the middle of. That makes it funny. So it's the surroundings that makes it funny. And we just have to stick with the emotions and be very pure about it. And hopefully it will be absurd.
I love playing characters that are unwittingly funny. People that don't know that they are actually too much or extreme or something. But I can't show that. I know that myself, but I have to take it serious. Yeah.
But I guess at the core of the film is a relationship between the two brothers. One wants to bail out,
right.
The other one wants him back in his life.
Yeah.
And once we established that and we knew that we had that in moments, then we can go further with the characters. That would have been difficult if we didn't have the court.
One quick question about the hair, Mads.
Yeah, what about
the hair is quite funny to me. You had a hand in helping design the hair, or why did Manfred's hair need to be like this?
Yeah, it's a look. We wanted it to, from the get-go, be a look that was something. That was like, why are you doing that? It was annoying, and we came up with it, and I loved it. It's a perm, and I don't know. It was very big in the '80s, but I realized that you smell of sewer the entirety when you're having this perm. So that's what the girls went through in the '80s.
And it's very hard to make Mats not cool. So I think the whole idea about making his hair the way was, no offense to the people in the world that goes around with a perm right now, but this was something we have to say. We have to make him not as sexy as he used to be. I think that was the plan.
In the '80s.
Yeah, in the '80s and the '90s. Mm-hmm.